Not sure about the pink hat video. If it was up to me right now, I would kind of put that pink hat video on hold because I'm not interested in the emotional outbursts. Not quite anymore. I mean, I do tend to have, I would like to think I have a grip on that, so I'm going to put the pink hat video way up above, like I'm just going to put it private and make this video in replacement of the pink hat video. Hello, how are you doing? Could do a little astrology. All I know is that we have some Neptunian aspects. Includes, I think Mercury was trying to inch up on Neptune and do a square. Yeah, it would be a square, but then I think it really does do a square with Gemini. It opposes Gemini. And then but Gemini, Jupiter is square Saturn, which is just an ongoing, what are we going to do with the fact that money isn't even ours, not to begin with, and unless you learn how to live consciously, like you open your awareness into consciousness and really higher vibrational, high-minded ways of thinking, nothing, not even money, is going to do you any good. So now what are you going to do, populace of people? I mean, I was trying to get us hip to some kind of language, maybe a possibility that we can figure something out that would begin to use everything in a different way, say in reverse it, if there's such a thing, including our language there, which isn't much of a reverse if you ask me. It's just, well, of course, if you knew what reverse meant, if you really knew what reverse meant. See, I say that verse is as good as communication, right? It's a form of communicating. It's communication. My cat likes to bring her little toy over, and then I throw it over to her. And it's fun. She's so cute. She likes to put her toy inside of a shoe, and then try and get it, and then get it out, and then she creates problems. It's a kind of trip, and then she solves them. I love her. She's so interesting. She's playing with the top of a bottle cap over there, so you can probably hear it. But anyway, getting back to how to work anything and everything at all to make it work with, especially people. I mean, you can have a good intention, and it's probably good enough. I mean, as long as you build it, they will come. You see, and so getting back to my pink hat video, I just want to put it on hold and reschedule it somehow. I think what I'm really trying to do is put it on private. How do I do that? I guess I gotta get inside of, pardon me while I look at this. But yeah, we'll talk about the astrology, that the epic, like, well, the Jupiter square Saturn, that's a very bad aspect for financing. I mean, we're all gonna kind of see everything is kind of confettiing up, especially, right? We have Christmas, and we're gonna see probably more than ever a lot of things being taken back. If we bought our presents during the Mercury retrograde, then you'll have to return it. And that seems like the main thing that everybody likes to do. You know, the narcissist gets people things, literal things and gadgets, and it's like, you know what, I would rather return this and get not only the money, but of course the better version of it, but most likely the money, right? I mean, come on, man. Here comes my cat with the toy again. She's going to drop it right. How cute. That's so cute. Ah, cute. Oh, she's so special. I just love her so much. So I just need to put this private, and I will figure out why it's so difficult. Okay, there we go. Private. Well, I'm going to change the entire year. I can't seem to see how. Okay, this is going to air on the 25th of this time next year. We'll see. A lot could happen, and I plan on it happening. I kind of see something, but what I'm tripping out on is that people need to give each other space and privacy to even hear themselves think, you know, and because we might be looking at something for the rest of our lives, and we want to be able to make sure we make the right choices, and some people can just ruin it for other people because they are ruined themselves and they don't know what love is, and it's like, get out of here, fuck it. You can't go wrong with the universe, right? It's just like no matter how much you get in the way or even other things try to get in the way, that's what the saying goes, the universe is going to give you what you have coming, you know, and it should be a good thing if you're a good person and you created a lot, and so stuff should be coming back to us. Now what I'm doing, getting on the phone to I was going to look something up. Sorry about that. Well, I guess I was going here to just say I'm done. It's in the year 2025 that the Pink Hat video will air. And oh, I was going to look at, I have to find December's astrology, which I do have a new application that I'm using. Hi, little baby. Oh, she's so special. So we'll look at where everything is here without an interruption, I hope. Boy, a lot of shit on this application. I can hardly get it going here. And my cat.
Gemini horoscope 2025 yearly prediction on love, career, health.
Uh-oh.
The year ahead for Gemini in 2025. This would be a promising year for the twins.
Okay, we turned it off. All right. So, you know, here it is December. We do have the sun in Sagittarius. And it's the 11th right now. And the sun is going into 20s Sagittarius tomorrow. And we have Venus in Aquarius. Venus in Aquarius is a kind of a cold place where the actual Venus to be. If you know anybody with Venus in Sagittarius, it's Venus rules our love life and how we derive pleasure and our lovability and perhaps our social interactions, and they're kind of strange, right? And cold is what comes up. It's kind of socially cold. You know, we kind of kicked off Pluto moving into Aquarius with the Venus conjunct in Aquarius, which tells us that, you know, it's kind of a little bit of a kind of a, it can be kind of seemingly cold, but that could be just illusory, really, you know, just turn on the heater, you know, I don't know. It's really because, yeah, they are very much, they are technologically oriented, so they would have a nice heater that we could be able to use, and that's something we can derive a little bit of pleasure from, I guess, you know. So getting into what we're doing, like we have something in Leo here, okay, so we have Mars in Leo going really slow, and right now, see, Venus is starting to oppose Mars by like an exact degree here. We're looking at it going on. It kind of happens overnight in a weird way. Whoops, pardon that.
November 2024 monthly horoscope.
So
Aries.
Friday, 13th,
November would be a month of fiery energy and
there's going to be an opposition with
people.
this thing's
Your
got.
traits get
Come
amplified
on,
this period,
babe.
leading you to some
This has
exciting
got to
opportunities
quiet
and
up.
challenges as well. In love and marriage.
Anyway, my phone is going haywire like crazy. It's sad. So anyway, Yeah, the opposition. Friday the 13th, we have a Venus opposition Mars, like exactly. It's going to kind of hit really quick at like 5 degrees or 6 degrees, and that Mars does trine my ascendant, and the Venus is trying my 369, feeling fine. So, hello, how are you? And things seems to be going forward like they should, as far as we shouldn't feel stuck, right? We shouldn't like stay stuck. You know, if we see a eureka or a way out that will keep us, well, that will do what we something better. Like, you know, if you have a chance to expand and do something cool and stay active, I guess, and but leave a legacy, you know, and be happier maybe. And it's now's the time to kind of think about what we need to do between really our relationships, right? Because we have that Venus opposed Mars in the sky, but Mars is definitely, see, it's going backwards and it's doing this thing. Not only is it trying, pardon me while I get my cat, it's trying to, I think it's trying to Mercury. Um, trying to Mercury. Let me just find the actual ephemeris. Well, this thing. Not a good idea to use it, I guess. I need to use my bigger monitor here. But that's a big thing coming up Friday the 13th, as well as the full moon in Gemini oppose the sun in Sagittarius. That's a very trippy time. I didn't notice the where exactly what degree the sun is, but see, the sun, it could possibly be involved with the Jupiter Saturn thing. I guess I should just listen to some other astrologers, but off the top of my head, there's a lot of concern in the air about our finances. You know, our financing for everybody. You know, it's kind of a big juggling around. Um, to me, what comes up, and I don't know how, if you've noticed, but if you dare to think about it, but there's a whole other way to get your financing in line. See, it's about creativity, and I don't know about you, but see if you realize that the money system really it's designed to keep people at a low vibrational frequency. Really, most of it, for the most part, it's really hard to not see that. Really, I mean, it just seems like the more money that people have, the more that they're kind of zonked out and blacked out. Maybe, you know, sometimes, a lot of times, that could happen. You know, there's relationships turn into a different thing, man, because they're having to learn on a level that is not expected as far as maturity is concerned in other areas. Really, right? Why, Shauna? Are you serious? Come on. Yeah. Well, no. What is it? Narcissism, right? Narcissism. It's just it's common. Look at it. This is what Sam Vaknin and every other little scholar says is that they are the best money makers. They are the ones that are raking it in and pulling it in. And why? Well, there's a secret freaking reason for it that they crave power and control, and that's the school we're in. That's the institution, right? They call it the institution, right? The financial institution, and there's where the game, it's just bullies wearing masks, you know what I'm saying, right? And then what else? Come on, chime in down the comment section down below. Here we are at December 11th, and getting near, you know, Christmas time with the Jupiter Saturn thing going on. See, I don't have my ability to look at my ephemeris because the page just disappears. But I see this tells me that you really have to watch out for that Neptune, those Neptune aspects. Saturn could be moving up to, inching over to, is it moving forward yet? I don't know. Let's just see. Pardon me while I try to type here, right, with my cat. And, there we go, astrological ephemeris. Yeah, there we are. My good old-fashioned computer version of the astrological ephemeris. It's pretty good, unless it has a bunch of advertisements clicking in and out of it, in which case, pardon me while I cuss through the whole thing. But anyway, getting to look at the where, like, what exactly is going on, besides for that, like I was talking about, the Venus opposed Mars, which is very, very trippy. You know, it's auspicious because we have Mars heading back towards Pluto again for the second time, but now, well, no, it's the third time. Yeah, because it went forward, then it went retrograde, and hit it once, hit it twice. Now it's going to go back again because it's going retrograde. And it's going to hit it. Or is it the third time? If anything, it's the third time or the second time, I guess. But okay, so yes, we have a sight on everything. Jupiter is definitely square to Saturn, and the big thing on the 13th is that we have Venus in Aquarius and Mars in Leo opposed. See, Venus has just gotten done charging herself up with Pluto conjunct in Aquarius, no less, because that's a huge charging up. And then, okay, so we have Uranus at 24 Taurus, and it's actually going forward now. There's something that I'm looking at in my life that is a trip. And, well, let's see here. Well, Uranus is actually going backwards, and by the time it hits, well, it gets down into December 21st, it's going to be going backwards. Okay, so there's a lot of planets going backwards. Let me just count how many planets are really going backwards if I can. Hard to tell on this thing. It doesn't really tell if the planets are going backwards or not. Oh, she's so special, so wonderful. She's so great. She's so marvelous. She's so wonderful and great and precious and pretty and marvelous and great. Great and precious and pretty and marvelous and wonderful. Benny. Hi. So anyway, everybody wants to feel stable, but what about build a stable? Just build a stable, okay. Better. Better. Ah, she's so cute. Ah, that's not her. She's so cute. Ah, she's so soft. Something about that. Better. Ah, better. I'm just a better. Anyway, okay, so to talk about the Mercury retrograde in Sagittarius inching along. Wow, I hear something talking on the other end here. That's terrible. Let me just turn this down. Sorry about that. So, I thought that was the neighbor over there. You know? Anyway, so Sagittarius Sun starts to square Neptune at 27 Pisces on Thursday the 19th. And that reminds me of my grandma. She was totally born on the 19th. So happy birthday, Grandma. I love you so much. And there's a lot going on with her. She's trying to propel me forward to do something. It's like, okay, well, okay. So might have to get busy and do that. And so, but we have, yeah, there's these squares that the Sagittarius planets and even Jupiter here. Well, Jupiter appears to be going backwards, and Saturn is going forward though. Okay, so the main event too really was we have that Sun square Neptune, which is very deceptive stuff going on in the air. It's just foggy, unclear times. Okay, so then I know that because we have, okay, so we have Mercury going backwards, and it starts to go forward again around about the 20th on Friday. And that's also when it starts to go forward. By the time it's New Year, it it's going to square Neptune. But see, Mars is the thing to watch too because it's going to be opposing Pluto again. But in the sign of Aquarius, but deeper off into the sign Aquarius, we're talking about I think it 2 degrees or one, and then it'll finish up doing it again because it was going retrograde way back. Anyway, it's the big event of Mars doing that, and the only thing good about it that I can see is that it does trine to Neptune. It's a healing time. Whatever water wars or whatever is going on, it's just healing, healing, healing. And I wanted to look at more the other side, the new year, but see, yeah, we're just looking at December, and thanks for going along with this, and hello, how are you, and thank you for donating, or just hitting a emoji and a like and subscribe. I really appreciate it, but I was wondering if I can get donations for my kitty cat to get neutered. It's like time that she get neutered, I think. This one organization wanted to do it really early because they claimed at the place that they would be able to help me out, but I would eventually pay them back, but they'll pay for it, right? It's just that they'll put me on a payment plan or something. And then they say that, well, um, it takes a long time to get in the door, so you better make the appointment now. And when at that time the cat was still very small, and I was like, I wasn't even thinking about neutering it back then. But this is the time, I think personally. I mean, at least so that she can handle the procedure and um, get some of her spirits in there. I don't know. Um, it's a very controversial subject matter, really. I am really just like, oh my God, here we go. Hmm. I just hope she's gonna be okay. So, but I was wondering, yeah, let me have donations to do every little thing in the world. Things are about to change, but I can't change it in a heartbeat. Um, I'm setting my sights on something that looks like it's like a go or a guarantee, really. The kind of thing that I would have to do. I mean, really, it's what I would do. Anybody would do it, really, if they were creative, maybe, and they had the chance. So, um, yeah, not good to talk about, really. Really, I would rather try to talk to you about my word journey, but yeah, some of that is coming up as far as my ability to talk to us about that. But in the meantime, I'm financially stressed out, and I was asking for donations, like what I was saying about helping with my cat getting neutered, but I have a overdue electric bill, and I have also, what else? Oh, I have to, pardon my cat, she goes in this one area that is like, well, that's not very convenient at all. I mean, it's so funny the way they pick the worst place, right? But just find it. Saying just what I'm saying, yeah, please help. Thank you. I don't have much coming in, but later on I will. I think I'll be getting a lot actually, and so think about that. Like if you give to the universe, you'll just get it back tenfold, and that's what I'm kind of looking at here now. I've got something going on, and so I hope you do too, and I hope you can help out for now. Somebody who can't can't get it together quite yet. But will later on, you see. And that's kind of lame saying because it doesn't sound like a narcissist dreaming. And yeah, it is. But no, no matter what, the future is so bright. I've got to wear shade, and my cat is nearly looking black. But then when you face her this way, on the bottom, that's a shadow. Wow! She is. She's a dragon, and I don't know what to tell anybody about it except for very specifically just a dragon. Very much so. Pardon me while I'm kind of in between right now. I'm having to rest. I've been through a lot. This year has not been fun. Because I don't feel like I'm able to heal very well. And I'm still in process of trying to see. I think I'm under the influence of Neptune, and a lot of us are. And to me, it's like, you better snap out of it, babe. You've been under the influence of Neptune all your life, probably. But really, what we're saying now is for the rest of my life, really look at this. Aries goes, I mean, Neptune goes into Aries by April. See, we do not just kind of ever think that it's ever going to be the same. We're going to keep moving forward. When that Neptune goes into Aries, babes, I think I have that far here. My ephemeris will tell us. Otherwise, I did lose a whole page out of the ephemeris here. And this is not even it. But yes, January is here. And now checking on where Neptune goes. Okay, 2025. Oh, I see. Nice. Okay, so 2025. Just we all know that by April, Neptune actually kisses Aries. There, boom. God, it's so exciting to know that. For me, I mean, if I can make it through the Neptune opposed my Venus in the right way, oh man. Woo, I have to avoid just becoming taken to see my spaceship there. I don't know if you've seen it before, but there, my spaceship, just sleeping, the dream world is a trip. We were talking about Neptune, and whenever it goes over your ascendant, I'm going to stay as an entertainer. Oops, spam. I'm going to stay as somebody who stays and tries to communicate through the screen and does through all the mediums, and I'll keep in touch, but I think my life is going to change drastically. I'm just going to bound to get like a little bit more spiritual than ever, but I'm staying open as possible. I have a lot of guidance as far as my inner guides and outer guides and just my core value system, which is to honor myself and be open, as far as that Venus thing. Only I know, and just like, okay, cool. But get a hold of me on my Facebook page, and my PayPal is open, and my Cash App. What I'm saying is, maybe private message me on my social media Facebook, and I'll give you a astrological reading for $75. Let's just say, but make it 100 just to round it up, because I don't know. I will be your friend. A lot of non-friends do not want that done. And when I say friends, babes, your friends are people that realize, okay, there's just two types here to be found on this plane. There's the good friend, and then there's just the non-friend. Really, they're not even awake yet. It's like, oh no, this freaking thing is not very safe. Not for a dandelion, let alone a child or a dog. And I hate to talk about it like that, but if you're watching your narcissist freaking, if you're here because you love your narcissist films, well, like and subscribe. And hey, make a donation towards me doing that kind of video, I guess. That's what I was thinking of doing because as you can see, this video is kind of, well, 30 minutes of nothing. Sorry about that. I tried to talk about something, but no, there is some astrology that's coming up. It's very interesting. Now, I wanted to do one last thing. Let's just look and see what degree that the full moon is coming up in Gemini. That's what I'll name this video. Full moon in Gemini coming up. Um, took the pink hat video down because of the emotional outbursts that I'm just, I don't know, whatever, you know. I know I'm an Aquarius moon and we can all do that. Or not. I think it's very controlled sometimes, you know. So, we do have some planets that are going retrograde here. We just had Neptune go forward now. It's just going to keep going forward to Aries, that's what I'm saying. Speeding ahead, full speed ahead. Interesting that we have Uranus going backwards over to trine my Venus. I've got to play the lotto, man. And anyway, so we have a Venus oppose Mars, and that Mars was oppose Pluto too. That's a big, big thing. There's something going on with men and women, you know. So now, what I was talking about, now let's look at the full moon. It's in Gemini, right? Yes, it's here coming here on the 15th or more like the 14th, depends on where you are in the world, I guess. Well, it's looking like the 15th here. So it's at, oh boy, wow. Lo and behold, it's at 23 degrees. Well, you know, it's right there. Um, square to my Venus. Not a bad thing because the Sun and Venus, they can't make a bad aspect, but it's a square, so it's a little bit awkward. You know, it's like, well, look out for just awkwardity, you know, of what? Well, the Sagittarius, well, it's opposition, sorry about that. So, see, but for me, it's caught in the T-square. My Venus is in Virgo, and it's caught in the T-square there. It's looking at this opposition with the Gemini and Sagittarius, and really, I'm looking at really everybody is having to deal with the financial crunch going on. And I say, screw your holidays and stuff. You guys are trying to do something impossible. Talk about the impossible dream on top of the dream that's trying to be possible here. Um, so anyway, we're just keeping it open. Just kind of thank God for Uranus and Taurus that's kind of revisiting some issues about we need to keep it in a microclimatic place. We don't know what the Earth, has planned. We have some earthquakes going on up and down the coast now. We have like a tsunami warning that happened in Northern California, and then it went down to like into Nevada. I think there's one. See, the earthquakes are starting to swarm on the west coast here of the United States, and it's like, okay, you know, that can really be either if it's natural or not. But you see, the natural it's a factor. There's faults everywhere, and they could get dislodged and start moving. The San Andreas fault is one of the biggest things, and there's a real uh, concern for like natural disaster, like a big one with the fact of the Dead Sea in California is below sea level, and technically it could fill up with freaking seawater. There's some places over here where it seeps up. The Salton Sea here in Southern California, people don't know it. It's just that is seawater that seeps through, and there are caves underneath the Southern California that to where it's like Nevada has a marine base in Nevada, you know, in inland about 305 455 miles or something in the United States. So, but with these earthquakes going on like out in the ocean, blah blah blah, it's something to worry about. You know, it could be something that just like goes, okay, hello, different life, you know, and that's precisely what I'm up in these mountains for. See, it's pretty solid, and my grandma always talked about, well, if anything, we have beachfront property, you know, we'll be docking at Mountain Center, which is just down the way over there, you know, and it's just not going to get that high, maybe. I don't know. It depends on how much the scientists have figured out to dislodge the entire West Coast arena here. Maybe. Welcome to Shauna's Sci-Fi, minute 35. How bad is it going to get? Well, brace yourselves with, and it's for everybody too. We're going to experience. Well, I have the strangest thing that goes on with the Sun squaring Venus. It's just a little awkward. Kind of hits me like a wah wah wah, and I guess with my Venus in Virgo, I could be kind of used to it and just make something out of it, and but it'll pass. It will pass, and see that's where the darn full moon is happening. It's at 23 degrees Gemini, and it's a mild square to Saturn. There's a Saturn Jupiter problem in the sky. But the main event though is on Friday. For if you have an early degree fire and the early degree air, you're lit up. Your dreams can come true. You need to level yourself out into meditation and hearing your innermost deepest heart and your physical desire, your yearning, I guess, would be on a physical level. What I mean is, like, can you build it or can you move and go get it, baby? Then let it propel you. This is the time. By Friday, if you do have that early degree, air or fire, it's between, well, it's because it's 6 degrees, give it a 6-degree orb on either side. It's the proper way to do it. So it's from 0 to 12 on the other side. See, that's kind of cool. See, it does affect my 369 feeling fine. And then the main thing to know is that how that Mars is going backwards and it's going to oppose uh, Pluto again right on New Year's. Now, I guess let's check this out. Mars right on New Year. Yeah, yep, going to do that. And then see, because it's going backwards, and then it's going to go backwards all the way to April in Cancer. So this tells me that the water is going to be aggressive again in the sky. Whatever place has winter and water going on, which is my area, it could happen that they unleash that darn thing and it's all trying to Neptune, and that tells us it's a big aspect right there. So, but then now by the time we get into February, Mars goes direct in year 2025, and it's at 17, and then and then it starts going forward, and by the time it's April, it's getting out of Cancer. So then right at on April 25th, it goes to 3 degrees and it opposes. Yeah, baby. It opposes Pluto again at 3 degrees, and that's really deep into the sign of Pluto, and that's I don't know about you, but I've been doing a lot more like just like intensified exercises. The thing is very unfortunate about the Aries part of the organism, and you can do this because it's lit up. Mars is trining the Aries part. Is like to do a little exercise regimen in the morning, and it'll really benefit you. Depends on who you are, really your body type. But for me, I'm an Aries, and we are known for accelerated muscular development. We're the muscular people. We have the athletes or whatever. And it's just time now to do that, especially with the Mars and Gemini. It actually sextiles this configuration, so that's good. It's a good aspect. And so it just lights up. It's very much a time for an awakening of our inner spirits. I think we talked about it already. But it's a very slow process. But we're kind of being ching ching like it's happening. And so just jump on the darn wave, jump on the wave. If anything, your higher up or God will offer you something, and it might not be uncomfortable, but it wants you to change your diet or change something, you know, with that Mars, definitely when it does this thing with Pluto in the sky, let alone the opposite with Venus, it's asking for a complete download or upgrade for a lot of people. And some people, like I said, it might be more uncomfortable and then more so than other people, just know how to just maybe change. They're doing it already, maybe. And talk about change. Thank you for a donation. It's 40 minutes, and I'll be putting this on the 12th. And peace on earth, happiness, kumbaya. And yeah, I have some pretty gnarly videos that I've made, and I took them down because it's a little bit just needs to mellow down, I guess. I'm able to do that with Mars and Cancer going backwards. It's going to go backwards in Cancer, but Mars and Leo, it's just kind of a toning down, and it's kind of advisable for the Aries people, the Aries side of the organism, to have more patience and allow. It's really a great time to allow that time for nurturing and for quiet introspection, because we have done our work. We have done our bitching and going through a hell of a lot. I don't know about you, but all year, for me, I think I tried to mention it, and hello, how are you? Thanks for listening. It's not been easy. It's like, okay, so, but can I heal, like, at least for the last 3 weeks of this year, at least a little bit? Like, can I have a little time and just feeling a little more stable than being kept unstable? Because your system is designed to do that. I was trying to tell you about the financial system over there. It's like, how do we stabilize ourselves? Well, I'm trying to tell you that freaking social media should be able to do it for us. How? Content creators. Get our language down. Get our language down. Let's just turn it into an amazing, like, chorus. You have to do it with that reverse thing. It has to, because that's what I'm talking about, is that the way you change language a little bit, right? Because it's too privatized. When people start making a difference, if they are holding up any kind of cure, whether it's a storytelling thing, they're doing astrology, they're doing metaphysics, they are combining holistic herbal medicines, whatever it is, but if it's working and it's the new age, like, rebel, right? The rebel thing, then it should start to open up its own central banking and have its own language and have its own way of identifying and saying, no, we're taking care of each other now, right? We have to take care of each other. The organic team, I know I'm onto something with that. Hit like and subscribe if you want me to continue on with that. I'm waiting for my donation. Just kidding. I don't want the same people to keep donating to me. I'm so grateful. Like I said, it's like, oh my God, I know how tough it is. See, it's supposed to be that like 100 people can give me, like 200 people give me 50 cents. Why isn't this happening for us? It should be just like an automatic thing, like a video game that we finally figure out, no, you don't play the video game over there. Play this video game and make it so that somehow, see, it needs to be invented that uh, a whole other banking system is opened up for the people. What people? The organization. How about that? The ones that can understand this language, the ones who go completely organic. I mean, the ones who what? I just, talk about April, Neptune going into Aries. Neptune is not going to mess around in Aries. Aries is just going to say, you know what? Armor up. It's time to really make it a point to aggressively clean the water. Just have an aggressive movement where it's like, no, if we find out, and it's not okay, so it's like, it's not a bottled water industry. It's a freaking plastic bottle factory, right? And it's just like all of this, and it's like, why can't we have our own? just go back to glass. And isn't that cleaner, isn't it? Right? And there's how we will be able to identify the associations and company rather than just organizations and um, cooperations, let's say, and then what else? What other words can we use? Because they have their words and it's all set up. Like, what brand are you? Boy, can we just identify that there's a non-human and a human being, and the non-human probably does not know how to spend their money or when or where. They're just doing their minds and they just want to get a deal, and that deal is just, don't do that. That's poison, by the way. Sorry. And it's all because it's all hooked up that way right now. Why? Because the enemy has most of the money, right? They took over it, and who cares? Let's get our own friggin' money that buffers against their weaponry, which is the main thing is to make us worry that we can't make ends meet. And some of us have very little to take care of, and I am so exhausted, but I see a light at the end of the tunnel as far as how that I don't think I'm going to be struggling very much any longer. I might turn into something. We have to like just make something of ourselves, I guess, and it's time now. And not that I wasn't doing it here, and that I don't still believe in you all. Really, I'm always going to be here. And so I was just wondering if you can help me out, and I'll keep you posted on some things. I don't know what is going to happen if I'm still humanity and I still say I am. We're on a crossroads right now. We have an infinitude of stuff to reach into, I think. And but the main thing I think is to know that it's up in the air still, isn't it? I think so. A lot of us are up in the air still right now about feelings, and that's where I'm pretty sure that we have this Neptune sensation. You know, the Gemini full moon sensation. That's kind of it is square, if you ask me. That's just 5 degrees away from. It will be squaring. The sun will be squaring Neptune, and it's asking for humanity to dream, sleep on it a bit, really, to rest. Rest. We're still doing introspection. Like, let's take it in all. It's just right with Neptune there that's going to usher in our real live new year, Aries. Well, in April. That's technically the new year, beginning of the zodiac. Well, Neptune is going to be there. And dream, 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 and study. You know, it's not so. See, when we talk about the dream here, reality, Rhea, I told you about this already, but I'll close this up and it might just turn off. So if it does, I apologize about that. So I just wanted to clarify how you know what we're talking about, because there's two dreams here. There's if there is two types of people on this plane, then you know that they're dreaming two different dreams, maybe. One of them is caught in reality, which is okay. We're fine with that collective dream. See, nobody's separate with that one. Isn't that interesting? Nobody's separate in the reality dream, which is a dream, okay? So, because, see, we have the word dream. Just wanted to show you how the word dream has the word Rhea in it. Just like reality. Here we gotta keep the lowercase down so to really just look at that, you know. Yeah. See. Well, you know, I mean, we can keep going, but I think I already made. Do you see the word Rhea in there? Well, that's kind of just a configuration, really. You with the R there, you can turn it around, and the real word is ear. Ear, but really the ear rules Venus. Venus rules the ear, so now we're talking about Venus again, and it's a good idea to do that. So look at creation. Creation, we have the little C here, but then there we go again. We have Rhea. See, there's something about now. Rhea is God, actually, babes. I don't know if you know. Just because, well, if you have the configuration RIA, RIA, that's definitely God, right there, no doubt. The creation or creator has the word RIA right on in it. So with reason, you have the word reason, and RIA is there. Well, because that's God trying to tell you right now. There isn't a coincidence with this configuration that I'm just trying to show you. You know, to be able to, like when you see it and to know what it is. Okay, let's see, RIA on. Hey, I'm starting to think now. RIA, and then there's I. Hey, look at the I in reality. Isn't that great? You are there too. Why? So then we got, oh, look, dream, all the same. Creation, all the same. See, the problem we have with your narcissist, right, is that they haven't opened up an account with reality and or God. It's true that they really don't. They have a fake God. It's like, wait a minute, why is it so hocus pocus? I mean, we've made it. Now, can you interact with the truth here? Yeah, and that's a big question mark. And in your life, and I don't know, it's just throughout history now. It's a big. It's like, are they going to be able to get it? Will they be able to take hold of their own responsibility, which is just freedom? Freedom. And I think there's a great confusion because it's done very systematically. Something is laughing at how confused they were able to make everything, and I can't even describe how upset we can possibly be if that's the truth, but it is. So I hope this was an interesting enough uh, video for you. Have a beautiful rest of the day, and I guess I'll be putting this up on the 12th. I have no idea what's went on the 11th, but this is my new self on the 12th. Have a beautiful rest of the day, and thank you for your donation. It only takes a little tiny bit, right? I don't know about the buy the coffee thing, but what about PayPal and Cash App? I guess I could do the buy the coffee thing. There's a reason why that there's like trillions of different ways to get a financial flow through social media, and it's because they're trying to teach us how to just simplify and take, eventually we can take back the banks if we do it a certain way. And I'm working on this for us. I'm working on that for us. And it might take just me doing a little transformation within my personal realm to be able to start really concentrating some way, somehow. I'm sure I'll be able to apply it with to whatever I'm about to do as far as the organic team. I was trying to tell you, I think I have a whole other playlist, right, about it. It's talking about all of the combinations of organ here, the organ, the heart, right? See, the heart has RIA in it. You want to know the inner. Let me just write it down and show it to you before we go. Okay, so heart. Just put that H down and capitalize the E, capitalize the. This is your brand. But see, ear, we all know that that's the darn. But see, this is the heart. That's Venus. Venus rules the ear. It's female. It's a female thing to. No, everybody has, every single men and women have the nerve endings it takes to engage with reality, and that's beyond your hearing. That is your heart. Okay, but here it is. In case you don't see the word "hear," there's like literal hearing right there. Okay, so we have ear. Okay, and that is just a sign. It's kind of looking like that. That's an important part. RIA. RIA is in the middle. If you did use the R rule, RIA is there. So is Era. Okay, have a good day, you guys. I'm gonna try and stop this on 5555. So that means there's a little bit of time left, but I'm getting a warning right there that says free up storage space. It will probably see the 555 5555. But anybody knows it means to change. Change, baby. Really, change making is what should be happening. We should learn how to let it go and then let it circulate around, and right? That's really what we're talking about with the social system thing. It's like, babes, none of this is yours, but can we build it up? Especially if you're a content creator, which I'd love to be able to do that, wouldn't you? But what sells? What sells? Well, when these people start showing their buns off and stuff like that, good, but can you get higher minded up and join the video game here and just say, okay, it's time to collect my $5 per 300 bun watchers? Well, more like 300 million bun watchers. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.